First tonight, the FSM Consul General, Robert Roecho, has told PNC that it was the FSM national government that instructed him to stop certifying citizenship for FSM inmates and write the governor with a list of required documents. In response to this, Governor Calvo told PNC today that all FSM government officials who agree with this new policy are now persona non grata.
I would now like to, again, rephrase that persona non grata, but that basically that policy now will apply to all federated states of Micronesian government officials who share that belief and that policy.
Governor Calvo is referring to the belief that immigration between Guam and the FSM is a matter that should be handled between the FSM and the U.S. federal government. He's also talking about the policy that GovGuam must now provide a list of documents to the FSM that includes things like the agreement between GovGuam and an inmate before the FSM will certify whether or not that inmate is an FSM citizen. The FSM issued these requirements after the governor's office sent 5 FSM inmates back to the FSM. The governor said he started doing this only after he tried his best to work with the federal government and the FSM national government.
As the governor of Guam, since day one, I don't know how many subcommittee hearings, committee hearings in Congress, IGAIA, interior interagency hearings in Washington, D.C., Region 9, Obama administration, how many folks I've talked to in that end on not only the issue on deportation, but in other areas on compact assistance. How many times I've talked with my brothers and sisters in leadership positions at FSM, whether it was the FSM president or governors of states or other officials. And boy, I tell you, what I'm seeing is talk is cheap.
The governor says that he feels none of the issues he's brought up to the U.S. federal government or the FSM national government have been addressed.
And then they say, hey, Guam, this is not a concern of Hagatnya. This is a concern between Pohnpei federal government and Washington, D.C. It is not your concern.
That's what you took as an insult.
And I took it as an insult.
Oh.
So if they think that we have no skin in the game, and why I've elevated this, it is because I see that it has all been talk, and I've followed the proper protocols, and I've gone to the proper hearings and the proper meetings, and yet time and time again, there has been no positive response.
So now the governor has decided to take things into his own hands and begin deporting or commuting sentences and banning FAS criminals from re-entry into Guam. Governor Calvo was on the 4 Hours of Phil show with K57's Phil Leon Guerrero today.
Do you think it's unreasonable that the FSM government would want to gather information to maybe even protect their people?
My response to that?
Like medical records?
What does that, and I like to say others saying, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Since you've already decided that it's not Guam that should be a part of this dialogue and discussion, then I'm going to continue to do things. And heck, if they have a problem with it, go to Washington, D.C.
However, at the end of the day, the governor says he has nothing against any immigrants that come to Guam so long as they abide by the rules.
By the way, I welcome all immigrants. I welcome every immigrant to Guam that can help himself or herself, help build their families, help build a better community. But I will not accept visitors that come to our island and harm the people of Guam.
PNC reached out to the FSM president, Peter Christian, but he was not available for comment. PNC was told that many FSM officials are in a Pacific Island forum that is being held on Pohnpei.